Hi guys, and welcome to my 73rd video. Thank you so much for joining me if you are a return subscriber, or hello if you are new. My name's Adrina. I'm an Australian teacher and mum, currently on a break at the moment, trying to figure out this whole teacherpreneur online space, selling my teaching resources and clip art on Teachers Pay Teachers and online. Now in today's video, I have my February 2023 income report for you guys. So if you are new, basically I've been tracking my numbers for the last couple of years, and I'm showing you kind of from month to month exactly how much I'm earning on my store selling clip art, and I do touch base on my second store, which is my resource store as well. But if you have been following along, then you'll know exactly where we're up to, and then this will just be the report for you guys to keep up to date. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video and I will see you at the very end. Hello and welcome to the income report for February 2023 here at Tealazzo Clipart. We are going to get straight into this because I have literally had so many issues with my computer lately, and this is why this video has not been out earlier. I have literally tried to film this 3 times already. So let's get into it and hope that my computer does not crash. So let's quickly recap at what we had going on for the month of January. If you are watching this for the first time, you'll know here in my Excel spreadsheet that I like to record numbers, and I've recorded numbers basically since I started my journey selling clip art here on TPT. So this was the year for 2021 where I started here in May. They're my numbers and it continues on last year, and then this year's data is here. So last month, if you were or have been following along the income reports, you'll know that last month the budget was $120, but we did make $188.15. Hooray! So that was good news for us because we were in the green. Now this month I did place a higher budget for February. I don't know exactly why I did that, but I think based off my data from January, I kind of assumed or maybe tried to up it a bit. So I put 150. Now if I look at last year's data, you'll see that I earned $91.91. Pretty strange that the dollar to cent amount is exactly the same last year. That's a little bit wild. But besides that, I did not quite get it to that $120 that I had been aiming for. So we're going to see if I made my budget this year for February of $150, and then we will go in and complete the progress report that I like to do, or I've started doing this year. So let's go straight into having a look at my store and the numbers, and then we'll get into the recording that onto my progress report. So let's go to my store. Okay, so we are here at Tealazzo Clipart. So you can see here that I am currently at 589 followers. I have 278 votes or reviews, and I have uploaded 317 products. So keep in mind it is the 10th of March today, so it's a little bit into March already, but we are reporting on February, of course. But just to keep in mind that because this income report is coming out a little bit later, the numbers are based off already a little bit of March as well, if that makes sense. So for the month of February, if I scroll down, I did do a little bit of product creation here, and I did start off with, I think, creating some boho banners, or just flag bunting banners I should say. And then I kind of thought, oh, Easter's coming up soon, so let me start creating some Easter stuff. So I started creating these little bunny outlines, and then I had a burst of inspiration and I really felt like I wanted to do some floral elements. So I created these little floral elements. I started with the black and white versions, and then I went into some gradients and some different colors of this because I just could not just put one product out. I needed to have options for people because I thought it would be nice if people have a bit of options to choose when they're basically looking through my store. And honestly, I am really proud of this set. I want to show you really quickly, but it is a beautiful gradient that I thought, oh, people could use in like their morning slides or to spruce up any kind of TPT products. But I'll just show you real quick, so I'm really proud of this one. It's super cute. You can use it on like a dark background, or you can of course use it on a light background. But what I really like about this is the gradient. So I've been playing around with Procreate, and this gradient is pretty actually easy to do, so maybe in a future video I might show you guys how you can do something like this, like the gradient effect. But it's pretty simple, pretty easy, and it looks lovely on this kind of clip art set. So I'm really happy and proud of this set, and I just think it would be, like I said, really cute to go on like morning slides or something, just to add that little bit of extra detail to a product. So that is that. I did do these in a few different variations. Like I said, I wanted to provide options. I did the dark rainbow. I did, of course, this like gradient rainbow as I just showed you. And then I did the boho beige. I did like a green gradient, and I did this really sweet fairy floss kind of version. And then I thought, oh, March, we're coming into March. Oh, we are in March now. I should start doing some St. Patrick's clip art. Now, I know that I'm probably a little bit late. When you're creating things, you really kind of want to create it a few months in advance. But, you know, when you are a mum and you don't have all the time in the world, you got to do what you got to do. And if they don't sell, there's a possibility for it to selling next year or whatever. But I did create these cute little 4-leaf clover sets. I've got like a boho version, of course the green version, and then we've got this cute bright set. And I don't know what people can do with these. They can get creative, add letters, add names, do something fun, or just to add to like a PowerPoint presentation. There's so many things you can do with them, but I just thought it'd be just cute to add these little elements for people to kind of use in their products. And excuse the birds if you can hear them in the background. I live in Australia, as a lot of you already know, and the birds around my area are wild. Like they wake us up in the morning, and they like to be very loud and noisy, but we love it because it's just like lovely to have kind of birds hanging around and wildlife and nature and all that good jazz. So anyway, then I went to creating this cute little Easter bunny, and that is kind of where I am up to in regards to my content creation. Now, if you have been following along, I have still struggled trying to find a niche or like a style, but I'm just putting out at this point of time what I feel like. If I'm being completely honest, I am kind of being semi-strategic with, you know, kind of putting things out related to seasonal activities or seasonal clip art things. But on a general census, as my time is limited as a mama bear, I do what I can, and that is good enough for me at this point in my journey. I don't like putting so much pressure on that side of things, and I really like to just kind of create and get into that creativity. And I know that in the future the marketing will need to be my priority, but right now I'm enjoying just creating and just putting out whatever I can come up with, whatever creative things I can think of, and just putting that out and releasing it to the world. And whoever wants to use that is up to them. Like, no pressure at all. If someone likes my work, amazing. If they don't, that's totally cool. And that's just that. I'm just enjoying the creation process and just putting things out, really, and building my bank of clip art for my store. So you'll notice too, a lot of like the quite big clip artists, they do have a lot of products. Like, I'm talking like 3,000 plus. Not all. Some clip artists that are still very successful do not have that amount, but of course the longer that people have been on the platform and the more consistent they have been with creating, then of course, you know, over years of doing this, you're going to have a pretty decent bank of things that people can purchase from you. So anyway, that is kind of just like a side note. Before I go into numbers, I do want to mention, like, some of you guys have been writing some beautiful comments or beautiful reviews, and I'm really thankful for that. Like, it really makes me happy, and it makes my heart happy when I see people tell me like they've used it for a certain thing, or they really enjoyed it, or whatever. Like, that makes my heart happy, because, you know, when you are a creative and you are creating for other people to create with your things, you just hope that, you know, they can also create something awesome with your stuff. So I just really love that people, have taken the time to kind of come back and left a review. And I have, like I said, received a few really nice ones lately. So I'm really grateful for that. Now let's get into the numbers. Let's talk, and I'm going to chit chat a little bit about what has kind of gone on in the month of February for me. So first of all, did I meet my budget of $150? Let's find out. Now you will get to see a little sneak peek at what I've already earned for March. Might spoil it a little bit because it's already the 10th of March for the next income report, but you can kind of see a little preview. So far for the month of March, I've earned $60.48, but we are going to go to February because this is February's income report. So custom range, go back to February. Now, mind you, I want to just state that February was a shorter month, less days, and we did actually have a sale throughout the month of February where I think it was up to 25% off. And so I can't actually remember the days, but maybe when I see my graph, I might remember. So let's just apply that. So for the month of February, I earned $98.03. So I did not meet my budget for February of $150. And to be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed with this month. Not disappointed, of course. I'm so grateful. $98 is still $98, you guys. At like any money that I earn on this is honestly just, I'm so grateful for. And I love the fact that, I've been able to create things and people have been able to use it. That fulfills me. But in regards to money wise, when I reflect back at the data from last year, if I take you back to my Excel spreadsheet, you'll see that last year I earned $91.91. And this year I've earned $98.03. I'm actually going to input that while we're here. So I earned $98.03, you guys. So I'm going to put that in the red. So we didn't make budget. That is okay. But when I look at that, that is only a difference of $6.12 or something. So yeah, when I compare from last year, it's kind of a little bit disappointing because I've put, of course, so many different products throughout these months, and then expecting maybe a little bit higher than that. But, I will say it is still growth from last year, so that is a plus. I'm trying to stay on the optimistic, positive side, you guys. And of course, when I'm not actively marketing to a certain degree, this is all majority, I would say, organic sales. I don't know how many people watch these videos and actually purchase from me. There would be a select few, I would imagine, so thank you if you are one of those people. However, in the whole scheme of things, I'm not actively marketing or sending out emails or anything. This is just by me creating and uploading things. So a little bit disappointing. Like I said, I was pretty shocked, or happy I should say, with January sales because it went over what I expected, and so February slowed down a little bit. So that's interesting to know because when I'm going to be looking at next year, I really need to think what I can do in February, because for the last 2 years I haven't had the best months for February. So that's just something really key to keep note. And like I said, this is why I'm documenting my journey, because not every month is going to be what you expect or what you want in regards to money wise. So it's just, it ebbs and flows, it's seasonal, and with all the changes and everything else, this is just the nature of this business. So let me go back and have a look at my store again, just so we can have a look at the numbers a bit more clearly. So let me just kind of go over here. You can kind of see I still have days where I don't earn any money, and a few days where, I do earn a few more dollars than usual. But it is becoming a little, I guess, consistent throughout every month when you look at the data. I've earned something every month at least, So that's still a positive. It's not like there's zero sales each month. But I can't even remember where the sale was. So if you are part of the TPT community and you did know what date the sales were, you'll be able to see through my data how much I kind of earned on the sales day. I can't really remember, but what I do know is I was actually more worried towards the end here, because when I got to the 22nd or 23rd, I remember thinking I was only at $70 something, and it wasn't until I had a bundle sale Thank you, whoever purchased that bundle. But it wasn't until I actually had a bundle sale that really got me kind of over the edge of like that 70 something dollars. So I was grateful to have that bundle sale, and that is, I guess, why they say, you know, definitely create bundles. And I feel like I would actually need to create more bundles with some other products within my stuff, but that's just something that is on in the pipeline I need to do. But that is basically my earnings for February. I'm glad I earned some money, but it is a little bit disheartening when you look at the data from last year, and I've only earned like $6 extra since last year. But you never know, it might pick up in the later months of the year. Let's go have a look at conversion rate. So it was only 1.4% this month. Views, so 1,272 this year, and last year I had more views. So I had more views last year, and I still did earn more money even though there was less views. So that is kind of encouraging in a way. Units sold, I sold 19 things, and I don't have to worry about any of those. Traffic, again, I don't know why I do this because I don't really have UTM codes or anything, but I can see like there are click-throughs from YouTube. So hello, if you're coming over from YouTube, I would imagine some people might just be looking to have a look, you know, just to kind of see what's going on. Oh, there's a little pop-up here. Reach even more buyers with TikTok. Okay, while this is a pop-up, I might as well mention this. If you are in the TPT game, they are having like a free TikTok course. I'm actually going to do it, but I just thought I'd let you know that on a side note. So that's that. And let's go now and basically input the data into my progress report, because I kind of want to see how much I've grown and just enter all that into it. And then we'll have a look at the creative table, because I think data from the creative table might also show you a little bit of an insight to what my other store did as well. So let's go and import this all. So we've done this, we've done the Excel spreadsheet, and now we want to go and do the progress report. So I will see you there. Okay, so here we are at the TPT progress report. So just go over this real quick. So today is the 10th of March 2023. I've already done the due diligence of putting in the numbers from the last report, and we're just going to have a little look at how much we've kind of grown. When I'm looking at last report, we had 565 followers, and this report we had 589. So 589 followers. So that means there was an increase of 24 followers. So last report we had 259 reviews, and now this report we are up to 278 reviews or votes. So that means there was an increase of 19 reviews over that time span. And then we're looking at products, where this report I had 317 products, meaning since the last report I've released 17 products. So I have also filled this in too. So budget was $150. We earned $98.03 for the month of February. So that means we're down $51.97. So I'm going to take the green away because we did not make budget this year. Now I do want to just briefly talk about kind of what happened in the month of February for me before I go typing this out. But basically, as a quick summary, I updated my welcome kind of banner, as you might be able to see. If you go to my store, you'll see that there's my little blue apple, and he's moving his little paintbrush. I don't think we had that in the last report. So in the month of February, I updated that just slightly, just to give a little bit more dimension to my store, with like a moving graphic of my little apple guy. And we also, as I said before, we had the February sale, and I did send out a note to follower during that. Now this month I worked a little bit more on my website as well. So if you have been following along, you may know that I have been trying to create a website through Payhip. And eventually what my goal is with them is to be able to have like a subscription kind of membership with some of my clip art on there for an affordable price, but you get updated clip art like every month. That is the end goal, and I will have sets on there that are probably just exclusive to my website, but that is just something I want to do, because with the website, like every other TPT says, like you are on rented land when you are on TPT, and a lot of shift has been happening within the TPT community to kind of just keep their businesses strong. And one way to do that is to have a bit more control by having your own kind of website. And although there's a lot of work that comes with that, and I will of course let you guys know, like I said, I'm still in the back end building. I will show you a little preview of it actually at the end of this video if you're interested to see. But I really want to kind of create it, kind of do some stuff before I really give you the whole tour around it. But I am working on it in the background while doing this on the side as well. Now for the month of February as well, I feel like I really prioritized my health. So I feel like although it wasn't as productive as I wanted to be in regards to like say YouTube, making videos and stuff like that, and for other things, I really feel like my health is getting so much better because like I went to the gym 12 times in February, and like it's just making me feel so much more like myself. Like it's been 2.5 years since like I felt any sort of like resemblance of the old me prior to having a baby, if that makes sense. So I'm really just prioritizing my health. And if you did watch my like vision board 2023 video and ending of like 2022, you'll know that health was one of those big things on my digital vision board that I really wanted to prioritize, and I really did that for the month of February, and I'm really proud of myself for that. So sometimes I feel like your business is going to come first, but health is wealth, and I feel like I had to really prioritize myself for the month of February to really get me going. Another thing that I really wanted to say too is like, we have had a lot of changes here on TBT, and it's interesting because now we're already in March. I might even end up doing like a little update video of the things that have kind of happened recently, but you may or may not know, I'm sure if you follow my channel, you probably almost would definitely follow Becca's and any other of the other TPT authors here on YouTube that have been speaking out about it. But yeah, there have been changes. TPT has been bought out by IXL. At this point, I'm pretty neutral about it because I haven't done that much digging to know exactly what to expect. But on the grapevine, I guess it's like they're saying that they're not trying to turn TPT into a subscription model, which is good news for us as TPT authors, because I really feel like doing that would upset a lot of people and it would not be as successful. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't know how others feel about that, but I am grateful, at least at this point in time, there is no changes as far as we're aware yet that they are wanting to make it subscription based, because I think that was a big fear for a lot of people, a lot of authors, a lot of TPT sellers, thinking if they make it subscription based, like that is going to be worrisome for us as the creators. Anyway, so lots of changes. I want to touch on that in maybe like a new kind of video, just like I said, about changes happening to TPT. TPT Forward is also coming up, and that's something that I'm going to try and book earlier if I decide to go this year, because as you know, if you've watched any of my other like TPT conference videos, I always order, like I tried going to the conference and booking my ticket my virtual ticket early, and I always end up getting my t-shirt like ages after the conference is finished. I'll have to book it really early, I guess, this year if I want to go. And if I'm being completely honest, a few months ago, when all the stuff happened with the algorithm and with how the sellers were treated in a certain particular moment, if you're from the TPT community, you'll absolutely know what I'm talking about. But the way that some of those sellers were treated, it did make me question and critique whether I wanted to go to the conference because of what had happened. But since TPT has recorrected that incident, it's making me feel as though I feel like I should and will go to this one this year. At one point though, I was a little bit wary to whether I should have gone even just to the virtual conference, but I'm thinking I will go this year, but time will tell. And like I said, I'll have to book it early if I do. so I can get my shirt in time. Another thing that was a massive thing that happened to me for the month of February was also we bought tickets to go to the UK to visit my partner's family. So that's really exciting, you guys. It cost us $8,800 for 3 tickets for my little son, myself, and my partner to fly over. Like, goodness gracious. And my little man, since he's like 2.5, he had to get his first ever passport. His passport photo was a nightmare to get. I had to go into the post office like twice, and he was just not a happy chappy. He did not want to take the photo, and it was just so hard to get a photo of him. So now his passport photo is literally like hilarious. So it'll be one that he'll look back on when he's 18 and think, oh my gosh, Mum, what was I doing? Because his photo looks pretty funny. But anyway, so that cost us $430 to get his passport done. So that was mad, but like, it does last for 5 years. So yeah, we'll see if he'll use that before he's 5 again. But lots of expenses came out for February. So that's a bit crazy. But I'm very excited to kind of go and experience the UK again and kind of bring my little son over there to meet his family. So that's just kind of a little bit of a life update, I should say. And just in general, there's just some personal changes happening in the back end of my life too that I can't really mention right now. But yeah, just things going on as everyone has their own personal things. But yeah, just a few things happening, and I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate certain elements of my life. So anyway, okay, so I've gone away and I've typed up kind of what I feel like went on for the month of February for me. I'll just read it out too. So this month I worked on getting myself back to eating well, going to the gym consistently, and prioritizing my health. I feel like I did not get as much as I would have liked to get done completed but I am still happy that I showed up when I could. I am proud of myself for taking my health journey seriously this month and have spent more time with friends as well as my son doing things together. I feel like I spent more time focusing on myself versus the TPT business this month, but I made the effort to make sure I did something every day at least. I also am happy that I made some progress on my website, and I will show you that shortly. Progress is still progress, even if it is slow, and although I did not make budget for this month, I do have something exciting to look forward to as we finally booked our UK trip and got our little man a passport. Sometimes business will come first, and sometimes yourself will come first. This month was one of those months where I came first, and although I wished I could do it all, I knew that I'd have to pick one more than the other and go from there. That is my summary of February for myself, kind of like life as well as like what happened throughout the month in business. Okay, so now before I forget, I did want to show you guys the income report for the creative table, just to contrast with February from Tealazzo Clipart. So I'll go into my dashboard. Now I am going to change it to February. So let's do custom range, February 1st to 28th, apply. Now in my creative table store, I did make $251.38. Now if you've been following along, you'll know that obviously this is my resource store. However, when I look at the data, like I'm happy with that 100%. But what is interesting to me is compared to last year, my numbers have gone down quite significantly with what I've earned in this store. So last year I earned $305.03, and this year I only made $251.38. Now mind you, I did not upload as much as I would usually, but since the creative table has been opened, I have pretty much every single month since it has been opened released at least one product per month. Of course, in the beginning it was a lot more than that, but throughout the last couple of years, when I obviously made my move to Tealazzo Clipart, I had to prioritize that a bit more, because you'll see in the creative table I have actually less products than I do in this store than I do Tealazzo Clipart. I've got way more in Tealazzo because I really wanted to try and build that up from the ground. And I think with Clipart, I feel like Clipart's a bit more niche, although it's something that I'm able to make more easier, and I have a bit more fun in some way making Clipart. I feel like sometimes the need for clip art is not as strong as products, if that makes sense. Like, mind you, I shouldn't say that because it depends on what kind of clip art you make and how long you've been on the site and stuff like that. There's always need for new clip art, but I guess what I'm saying is this TBT is a teacher-based site. Like, a lot of teachers come here to look for products to purchase. Whereas if you're a creator, there's going to be less creators, less TBT creators that are going to purchase your clip art, at least in my experience from having these two stores, I guess. I feel like resources have a bit more ability straight up to make a bit more money, if that makes sense. But I have to be careful really saying that, actually, because I think it really just depends on what people are looking for, what you create, regardless of whether you clip art or resource. But what I do know is there's probably more teachers looking for resources than there are clip art. Again, all results will vary depending on what you create and what people are looking for at the time, It's all very individual. In a nutshell, I'm just trying to say, I think the creative table continues to earn money more so, even though I've done less work to it over the last couple of months to years than I have Tealazzo. Like, I feel like I've worked a lot more harder at Tealazzo because it is clip art based rather than I have at the creative table. So anyway, like I said, depends what you sell. What I really wanted to pinpoint here, though, is the fact that there has been a drop in sales. Even though I have been consistent, I haven't been putting like heaps of resources out, mind you, on this store, because like I said, my time, when you have two stores, it is split up. You have to think what you want to work on, what you have time for in the season of your business. Like I said, I'm a mum. Clip art is a lot easier for me to make, and not only is it more flexible, I don't have to be pinned to my computer when I'm making clip art. I can be flexible with my iPad, but when I'm creating resources, I have to be sat down on my computer. So that is the difference there for me. But when I look also, I guess, like at views, last year, like look at that. This year, 886. Last year, 2,194. So there's been a significant drop in the creative table's views from last year. So that also, I guess, kind of is interesting to see, just to kind of share that with anyone that might have a resource store, that if you have had drop in views, then I have too. So that may be part of why I earn less than I did this month, or it may be my inactivity. I know that a lot of people do say they notice a little bit more of a drop in sales when they don't upload as frequently. So not to say that they don't still make sales, they just have a little bit more of a drop because there's not new products coming out all the time. But like I said, it really depends. Every store is different and everyone has different things to offer and whatever else, So that's just something to keep in mind. But I just wanted to share that with you guys as well. Okay, so that is that. I'm now going to calculate what I earned from the creative table and Tealazzo Clipart. So let's go and do that. So in the creative table, my first store, I earned $251.38, and I earned $98.03 in the creative table. So all up, I am sitting at $349.41. Now, mind you, like I said, if you are Australian, this converts over a bit higher. So when I plug that in, now keep in mind exchange rates, etc., it will vary, but from what I have seen, like, it is pretty close to this amount, what I've gotten paid out to my actual bank. So $349.41. So we're looking for both of my stores, I've earned around $530.34. So I can't be mad at that. That is still an extra $530 that I did not have. And so that's still good. I think too, like having the two stores, I could, of course, have just chosen to do one store. But I think, like I said, the reason why I chose to have two is because I am a very creative person. Like, I really had a vision for where I wanted to go with my clip art stuff, and I really felt like I could do something different. Of course, I still aim to try and grow and continue to grow and try and make something more from this and get it to a point where I'm earning a bit more money, but only time will tell, and I'm just documenting the journey along the way, like I said. And so with that, I'm going to show you now my website so you can have a little look at that before we head out into my talking head. Here's the start of like my website. I am creating this all on my own. So I've had to do a little bit of like figuring out things and just trial and error. So this is just a start. It's not perfect yet, and I do have some things I obviously need to work on with this, but this is just a little brief preview, a sneak preview into like, this is just like my freebie section. I want to have like a freebie section on my actual website where you can come and just kind of get some free clip art. All these ones on here so far are free to download. I've only got 6 on here. Of course, I'm going to add more to that, and before I release it, like I'll have a decent amount on here for you to peruse and have a look through. Now, these ones so far, I have not got these on my TPT store, so these are just things that I've created and put on. And of course, you can use these for commercial use. My freebies will be commercial use approved. Use them however you pretty much wish, as long as you don't try and sell them as is, and don't try and like replicate or change the colors and say sell them as is, and no hateful speech with them and stuff like that. You'll see it in my terms of use. So anyway, like this is kind of what it just like looks like as a little preview there. I have a few different things you'll notice up here. Eventually, like I want to have a membership. I do want to do like Procreate brushes that I have designed and have made that people can also purchase. I want to of course have like my shop clip art. If you don't want to be a part of the membership, you can shop clip art things separately. And of course, these two are more like coming soon kind of things. I would eventually like to have some sort of clip art class or clip art course eventually. Like this is long term, you guys. I've had to sit down and really think kind of, what do I want to do with Tealazzo Clipart as a business? And I of course want to expand and branch out, but this is just like the basic outline of how I'm thinking about things and whatever else. I do want to have like Tealazzo news, which might be like some things, just important things that I want to like note, or I don't even know what I'm going to do with that yet. It might be like a newsletter that goes out. I'm not 100% sure. These are the bare bones of kind of what I've got going on. So with my clip art portfolio, I'm not too sure whether I want to do it as my own portfolio, just have like some things that I've created and use my clip art in, or whether I want to do it as like whoever has used my clip art, if they have any photos or images of what they've created, I might feature them on my website. I don't know. I'm thinking about that. A blog, I know that people say blog, that's going to be good for SEO, and just like I want to probably link through my blog to my YouTube channel. Contact of course is me, and then just like find me on, I've got like other things that I do, such as like my Creative Fabrica classes and things like that. So if you wanted to like know a bit more about where I actually am on the internet, this will be that page. And then frequently asked questions and freebies, of course, which is the page we're on now. Now, I do want to say I don't really like the way that this is sitting here. I don't know. With PayHip, it is very simple, which I love, and I love that it's low risk because there's not a massive cost up front. And when you are starting and you don't know where you want to go with it, spending a lot of money to have something that you don't know if it's going to bring a return in can be a little bit risky for some. Like I'm pretty a cautious person, so this is why I've chosen PayHip to kind of start out on, because my budget for having a website is not large at this point. So to have PayHip offer this as a free alternative to begin with, and then you can choose to upgrade over time, like I feel like PayHip has a really good model for what I want it for. Like if you are more tech savvy and you want more features, maybe like Squarespace or Shopify or something like that might be better for you, but they do come with a heftier price tag. And I don't know, PayHip just does have a lot of cool things that I enjoy as like as a beginner creator, as a beginner website designer or whatever. I don't even know how to describe it, but you know, when you go on this TPT journey, you just figure like you have to sometimes, if you don't have the budget to like outsource, you got to figure things out yourself, you guys. And I'm here just trying to figure it all out too. So that is just a preview. I will show you quickly into the Clipart membership preview. Like this could all be subject to change, of course, you guys. But this is just like the preview of it so far. And I have added like a few little things. I still need to edit this. This is not 100% yet. I've got to add a few like links and stuff into it, but I have designed and created all these little pictures myself through Procreate, and I've just kind of outlined it and kind of just given examples. And yeah, that will be eventually, like, I don't think I will probably be launching this clip art membership, if I'm being realistic, for another good year and a bit, to be completely honest, based off my time, because when I start the membership, I want to have a bank of clip art that is already sitting there that people can already access. But my goal would be to have it where I upload a certain amount of clip art every month to it, so they pay the membership fee, and then basically I will continue to upload and continue to upload for however many years or however long that goes for. So that is just something, I guess I'm trying to see how it goes. Like, it's a lot of time that goes into this, and that's why it's not going to be like available straight away, because I want to try and build it and figure out if anyone's actually interested in something like this. But this is just me showing you the back end of it. And again, like I said, there's things I need to fix up. Like if I click on the FAQs, you'll see like I haven't edited any of this. This is what it would look like, but I have added some like questions, some frequently asked questions, and I will have to like fill that in. I have to change the background, add some extra things. Even with like the Shop Procreate brushes, I've just got like coming soon, because they're not here yet. I want to do some Procreate brush stuff. And yeah, like about me, I think I've got some stuff on there at the moment. I don't know if I'm going to revamp this or not, because I don't know if I'm happy with this yet. But this is kind of just like a little preview and kind of just a little get to know me kind of page, if that makes sense. I've tried to keep it like, Payhip does have a very simple layout, so there's not that much altering you can do with it. But for me, at this point in my journey, I just need something simple to get me started, and then I can kind of figure out where I want to go from there. And I would imagine over the years, Payhip is going to evolve and grow and have more options, because even when I started creating this, like they came out with some new like themes and stuff like that, so that was kind of cool. So hopefully in the future, Payhip does have some more things. But I'm talking too long, but I just wanted to basically show you kind of how I'm trying to do this, because it's not something that I've learned from anyone. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go along and just play around with the program. And in the future, I want to do some videos on this as well. So yeah, I've got lots of things I kind of need to fix up on this, but that is the basic outline of it so far. So yeah, I will see you now in my talking head. Alrighty, you guys, thank you for taking the time to come along on this income report today. Now, I am going to say I am a little bit disappointed and a little bit sad that I didn't get, you know, that much more than last year's income report, but nonetheless, every dollar counts. I still earned a little bit more than last year, so I will take that as a win. It wasn't under last year's revenue. It's still a little bit disappointing that I've spent all this time and effort, you know, making products, and obviously the income has not shown that for this particular month. However, I am grateful for the money that I have received as well still, because something is definitely better than nothing. And like I said, when I'm in this season of life where I have certain dedicated hours I can only do so much in, you know, like I'm not doing that extra marketing to bring that traffic to my store. I'm really kind of allowing the TPT algorithm to do its thing. And as we all know, things are a little bit crazy up in here about it all. But mind you, if I did have something like an email list or something like that, I think results could definitely be a little bit better. But for now, I don't. And this is just me documenting all the progress while I have with the only thing that I have in regards to marketing is, I guess, this YouTube channel. So yeah, that is that. I hope to see you in my next income report for March, and we will see kind of if I even earn $120. My budget is $120 for next month. I did lower it down. I don't know why I did $150 for February. I guess I was just playing with numbers. So let's just see how we go for the month of March, as January surprised me. February was a little bit disappointing, so let's see what March is going to bring us. And this data I feel like is going to help myself in the future too, to kind of look back on and just kind of see where my particular loopholes are, and maybe the months that I need to work to put more products for that type of month, or things that would sell more in that month. So they're just things, keeping a long-term perspective about it all, that can help along the way. So hopefully this might help you guys in some way. And yeah, if you do enjoy these income reports, it does make a difference if you do give it a like. It just shows me that you do enjoy these and that you like to see me continue them. So thank you once again. Wishing you health, wealth and happiness in your Teachers Pay Teachers journey and in life. And I will see you in my March income report. And this girl is gonna go to the gym. Can I just show you very quickly? I've inspired myself before I go. I know this is not related, but I just want to show you how cute this outfit is, because now that I'm getting into the gym, I just feel like it's nice to be inspired by a cute little gym outfit. So let me just show you that. So it's this little black and blue set. It's so cute. So anyway, so that is that. I'll see you in my next video. Adios!